Welcome back to D20 Tactics. On this channel, I play Dungeons & Dragons with my friends, and we explore combat scenarios and play out the tactics used to defeat monsters quickly and safely, giving you more time to get back to roleplaying. I'm your host and Dungeon Master, Sarson Zero, and today I'm joined by BlindOracle, AzureWolf, LongFish, and Fear No Equal. Together we'll run through typical battles that adventurers might see playing Dungeons & Dragons. This is the fourth encounter fighting Djinns in the elemental plane, so if you missed the start, you can find a link to it in the description below. Grab your dice, draw your sword, and let's jump into combat. Hit points, abilities, spells, items in hand.
92 out of 105 hit points. We are holding our +1 short bow, and we have no special abilities that are on a short or long rest.
60 hit points, and I have 3 slots left on the wand. 3 second, 3 third, 3 fourth, 2 fifth, 1 sixth. And Arcane Recovery is still in the pan if I need it.
126 out of 128 hit points. We have Indomitable still available. Second Wind and Action Surge have both been used. And a Great Axe +1 in hand.
I'm currently at 90 out of 116 hit points, holding the Staff of Python and the Shield +1. I have 4 first level, 2 second level, 2 third level, 2 fourth level, and 2 fifth level spell slots remaining.
Monsters, abilities, items, and numbers. The monster here is a Merid. A Merid is a water djinn. They have decent armor, a whole mess of hit points, pretty good saves. They have some damage resistances. They can breathe air and water, as one might imagine for a water creature. They have spell casting, as all genies do. They have a trident that they can use to attack with, and they also have a water jet attack. The water jet shoots a 60-foot line that is 5 foot wide. You make a dex save against it. On a failure, you take a bunch of damage, and you are knocked backward 20 feet and prone. If you succeed, you take half damage, and you are not knocked prone nor knocked back. Terrain and effects. Terrain is quite simple. Once you open the door, you're completely underwater for the entire encounter. What are the underwater effects, you ask? Well, I'm glad you did. Each foot of movement counts as 2 feet of movement, which is different than difficult terrain, because if you're also in difficult terrain, then each foot of movement will count as 4 feet of movement. There are different levels to the depth here, so you can swim up above some of these things or swim down below, which is relevant for the rogue. You might want to hide behind some of the stuff that's in here. As a refresher, melee weapon attacks. It's a creature that doesn't have a swimming speed, has disadvantage on the attack rolls unless the weapon is a dagger, javelin, short sword, spear, or trident. For ranged weapon attacks, it automatically misses beyond short range, and even in short range it has disadvantage unless it's a crossbow, a net, or a weapon that is thrown like a javelin, spear, trident, or dart. Creatures or objects that is fully immersed in water have resistance to fire damage.
While the rules seemed fairly specific, I have a pike. Is that affected by the disadvantage?
Yes. And after that, we're going to go to tactics. Do you guys have any ideas for tactics in this fight?
Well, don't line up.
It's either I upcast to 6th level and make us all fly. Or, I don't know.
How would flying help us?
Flying would increase your overall movement speed, right? You fly at a rate of 60. You guys would be then halving 60 back to 30, so you'd be a little more normal.
Do we have water breathing or like water walk spells?
Water breathing could help, though the combat duration probably isn't going to make it a problem. You guys can hold your breath for tens of rounds, so that's not really an issue. Water walk, there's no surface to the water, so you can't walk across the surface of it.
Unless somebody's got something else, I'm kind of pulling them blanks here.
I think the mages will have to be our source of damage here, because the rogue, you can get into short range and shoot him. I cannot. I can't do any meaningful damage here, so...
I'm in the same boat. Every weapon I own is piercing.
The impediments to damage are not strictly about piercing or not.
Okay.
Yeah, in my case, it's I can either attack with a magic weapon with disadvantage or a non-magic weapon with no disadvantage, and he's got resistance to non-magical damage, I'm assuming.
Actually, I just thought of something.
Dagger and the short sword attack normally.
Oh, okay. So we're on the dagger then.
The bow doesn't, but...
I can make the fighter a giant shark.
This could be the right place for polymorph, honestly.
I'm just looking at my spells. I'm like, that's a very good option there. Make that fighter a giant shark.
Or should we make the rogue a giant shark?
No, make the fighter a giant shark. Reason being is that Fear is right. Like, if I can get close to this guy with the giant shark backing me up, I can still put sneak dice through.
Also, since I can't do damage myself, and this guy is presumably highly mobile in water, making me the shark will allow me to stick to him.
Any other thoughts? In that case, let's go ahead and roll initiative.
What are my rolls going to be tonight?
Anybody have higher than a 20? Anybody have between a 15 and a 20?
Rogue is a 19.
15 on the wizard?
Who's got between a 15 and a 10? Who's got between a 10 and a 5? 8 for the Marid.
Cleric has 7.
5 on the fighter.
What do you got for me, Al?
4.
Rogue, as usual, you're up first.
Take a large breath of air and start moving in.
So you got 1 square movement left, but you can't enter it because it is difficult terrain.
Yep, so we're gonna dash. And I think we dash again.
After the rogue, we go to the wizard.
Alright, let's move in. Probably more for the fighter. I'll make him a shark when he gets underwater.
Can you cast underwater?
Oh, that's a really good question.
Require chanting of mystic words. The words themselves are not the source of power, rather a particular combination of sounds with pitch and resonance set the threads of magic in motion. Thus, a character who is gagged or in an area of silence can't cast a spell with verbal components. To me, being underwater would disrupt that.
Obviously, a water breathing would change that question, I think.
If you're able to breathe water, then you could probably speak normally in water. So do you want to do that while you're still with your head above water here?
Yeah, I guess because I'm pretty much going to be useless for this fight after that.
You got to go look through your spell list and see what doesn't require verbal.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or you stand there and concentrate at that point.
Well, if that's the case, then I'm out of luck as well. All my spells require verbal.
About to get interesting. You don't have water breathing prepped?
Like, I don't have water breathing, period.
After the wizard is the Marid. There's no way you're going to give him 10 rounds. that would be really bad. So he's going to get started. He's going to cast Control Water on an area of water that is 100 feet. The blue line is everything that he can control. Within that, he's going to create a whirlpool. The effect requires a body of water at least 50 square feet, done, 25 feet deep, done. You create a whirlpool to form at the center of the area. The whirlpool forms a vortex that is 5 feet wide at the base, 50 feet wide at the top, 25 feet tall. Any creature or object in the area and within 25 feet of the vortex is pulled to 10 feet towards it. Creature can swim away with a strength athletics check against spell save DC, which is 16. When the creature enters the vortex for the first time, it makes a strength save. On a failure, it takes 2d6 bludgeoning damage and is caught in the vortex until the spell ends. On a successful save, the creature takes half damage, isn't caught in the vortex. A creature caught in the vortex can use its action to try to swim away from the vortex, as described above, but has disadvantage if it's caught in the vortex. Alright, that's the Marid. That's all he's going to do. After the Marid, we're going to go to the Cleric.
Anyone have any ideas?
Spirit Guardians. Cast it out here, then swim over to him and stand next to him.
Alright, cast Spirit Guardians. And move me 1, 2, and...
Man, I can't even upcast this.
After that, we're going to go to Fighter.
Into the drink.
Become a shark.
This is the creature you're getting.
All right.
I know it looks ridiculous,
Street Shark.
so give me a strength athletics check. I'm sorry, it's a strength save.
It is a 12.
12 is going to fail. Failed save, you take 2d8 bludgeoning damage. Take 7 bludgeoning. You're caught in the vortex. Creature caught can use its action to try to swim away from the vortex at disadvantage with a strength athletics check to do so. So you got 2 squares left. Do you want to use your action to try to swim out?
Yes. Question. Do I use my proficiency?
The target gain statistics, including mental ability scores, are replaced by the creature.
Gotcha. Thank you. Then that's going to be a 25. And that was my action to swim out?
It is your action to break free of the vortex.
There's something in here.
I believe we call that a drive-by sharking, and it's not any fun.
In a deeply amusing twist of fate, I have exactly as many hit points as I did before I changed.
This is all I got, by the way.
This encounter is going to be crazy. After the fighter, we're going to go to the owl.
Yeah, he's just gonna hang out here because he's got absolutely nothing he could do.
Sounds good. After the owl, we're going to go to the rogue.
This sucks. So I need to make a strength saving throw for you, yes?
Yeah, when you start your turn in the zone, give me a DC 16 strength save.
Fail.
Take 8 points of bludgeoning.
Okay.
You are caught by the vortex.
Yep.
And if you want to swim, you have to use your action to do so.
Okay, so I'm going to use my action to swim.
Disadvantage on a strength athletics check, DC 16.
So the challenge here is I either swim or I don't. Like, I have no action otherwise.
Yeah, so make your athletics check to do so.
I fail.
Okay, so that was your action. No movement for you. Do you have a bonus action?
I would like to try to dash.
Yeah, I see it.
I fail. That's it. I'm done. I am out of actions there.
After that, we're going to go to the wizard.
I've literally got nothing else. My shark is my only option here, so pass.
What's your action?
Dodge, because everything else is verbal.
You got it. After that is the Marid. So the Marid is happy. As an action on your turn, you can repeat the same effect. So he's going to repeat the same effect as an action.
You don't want to lower the water?
No, I don't want to do that. After that, we're going to go to the cleric.
I'm gonna clamber out of the water and dispel magic. Fourth level dispel magic, that thing.
Yep, 4th level transmutation. The control water disappears. You jump back in the water afterward or no?
Yeah.
Coming in clutch with the Dispel Magic. After the cleric, we go to the fighter.
Looks like 100 feet towards the Merid, because 50 ain't going to get me there.
Totally wanted to see a rogue ride a shark.
Yeah, that would have been cool, but
That was a fighter, now it's the owl.
Dodge.
After the owl is the rogue.
just keep swimming. Move dash dash.
After the rogue, we're going to go to the wizard.
Dodge.
Okay, after the wizard, we're going to go to the Merid. Conjure Elemental takes too long, can only do control water once. We can do invisibility. Yeah, let's do invisibility. He's going to go invisible. He's going to swim for 90 feet.
Do I get an attack of opportunity?
You cannot see him, you have to see the person to attack.
I have blind sight 60 feet.
Then you absolutely can.
Shark's coming in clutch.
I only have the one attack. It's a bite.
You have disadvantage.
Ah, thank you. 19 to hit,
19 hits.
25 damage.
Oh! Yeah, he didn't like this. 25 damage, that'll be a DC 12 con save, which he's going to pass with a 15. And then he's going to go swimming. He's going to swim over to there. After that, we're going to go to Cleric.
Move me as fast as I can, dash towards the rogue. So 50 feet cuts down to 25.
After the Cleric, we're going to go to the Fighter.
Is he within 60 feet of me?
Yep.
Great. Let's move 50 feet towards him, and we're going to attack. I no longer have disadvantage. He's bleeding, therefore I have advantage on melee attack rolls against a creature without all of its hit points.
That's excellent.
So you have advantage against him, you have disadvantage for the invisibility.
So they balance out. Ooh, that's an 11 to hit.
11's a miss.
Yep. That's all I got.
After that, we're going to go to the Owl. Dodge.
Dodge.
Rogue.
Well, I know there's blood in the water, and I know my buddy's over there. Let's just start poking him. I won't be able to do a whole lot, but no reason not to try. That's a move and a dash.
Yep.
Regular action, attack with the dagger at disadvantage. 19?
19 hits.
10 points of damage.
Sorry, is it a magical dagger?
Yes, it is. And yeah, we're good there.
Did he pass his con?
Yes. Good catch. After that, we're going to go to the Dodging Wizard.
Dodge.
Merit is going to eat the opportunity attack from the Rogue.
He's still invisible.
Oh, he is still invisible. I'm sorry.
Okay.
He's going to move to there, line up a water jet, and water jet the two of you, because it's a 60-foot line. Each creature in the line must make a DC 16 dexterity save. Rogue,
17.
pass. Fighter,
3.
Ow.
on a failure, you take... that's not bad. 23 bludgeoning damage. You are huge or smaller, so you're going to be pushed 20 feet away, and you're going to be knocked prone. Rogue, you're going to take half that, but are you?
No, I'm not, because I have evasion.
That will bring me back into visible because I made an attack. It only took 7 squares to get here, so we're going to swim away. After that, we're going to go to the Cleric.
Full speed towards the center of the map.
After the Cleric is the Fighter.
What do I have to do to unprone while underwater?
Sacrifice half your movement to get up.
That's fine. I'll dash to get to the Merit again.
After the Fighter, we're going to go to the Rogue.
Let the triple dashing to get to the corner commence.
After the Rogue, we're going to go to the Wizard, dodging.
Yep.
After the Wizard, we're going to go to the Merid. He's pretty much out of tricks, so I think it's going to be another water jet. Line up the Rogue and the Fighter.
Does he have to recharge the water jet?
Nope. Rogue, DC 16 dex.
Ooh, I failed that with a 12.
And Fighter,
10.
We need you guys to pass, because this is going to be move back, water jets, rinse, rise, repeat.
18 damage. Rogue, what do you think?
I'll take half of that for 9.
Sounds good. And then you're both going 20 feet back and getting knocked prone. And then he's going to move a little bit further away. After the Merid, we're going to go to the Cleric.
Move me 5 towards the merit.
After the Cleric, we're going to go for the Fighter.
Dash to get back to him on his south side.
After the Fighter, we go to the Owl, who I imagine is dodging. After the Owl, we go to the Rogue.
So half my movement to stand up off of the first, so that's 15 towards the Merid, and then 2 dashes for 25.
After the Rogue is the Wizard, who dodges.
Yes.
After the Wizard is the Merid. You boxed him in rather well. Polymar's an hour. So I'm not going to be able to wait that out. The Cleric's going to get me. Got to get rid of the Cleric. We're going to water jet the Cleric. Give me a DC 16 dexterity save, Cleric.
Oh, that's a 2.
Take 26 points of bludgeoning. DC 13 concentration.
That's also a 2.
You lose the ring, and you're knocked prone. After that, we're going to go to the Cleric.
I'll stand back up for half and then dash for 35.
Halved because you're underwater, so that'll be 3. After that, we go to the Fighter.
I will attack. That is an 18 to hit,
Hits.
13 damage.
After the fighter, we go to the owl, who dodges, I imagine. After that, we go to the rogue.
Continue trucking towards the Merid. Let's hide behind the shark.
He has blind sight of 30 feet. Move up.
Sure, yeah, dash to get there.
That was the rogue, now it's the wizard.
Same things on the menu. Dot.
Doing his little dance, the Merid. I don't want to take 2 oppies, so let's start stabbing. 28 to hit you.
Woo!
12 points of piercing damage. Second attack, 13 to hit you.
Yep.
15 points of piercing damage. That was my Merid cleric.
Dash me 5 spaces to the west of the mare. There we go, yeah.
After that, we're going to go to the fighter.
Rolling for bite. That's a 24 to hit.
Hits.
25 damage.
After the fighter, we go to the owl. Dodge. After that, we go to the rogue.
Sure, we're finally there. Let's go ahead and attack with the dagger. At disadvantage again?
No, he's no longer invisible.
17 hit?
Hits.
30 damage total.
Oh, you have a bonus action. You got anything you want to do with a bonus action?
Sure. Bonus action to drop a hunting trap in his square.
Okay.
It's been a while.
It has been a while. After that, we're going to go to Wizard, Dodge, Merid. The Merid is going to try to get out of here. So the first thing is take a step and tell me about the trap.
Sure. So you have triggered a hunting trap. Sawtooth steel ring that snaps shut when a creature steps on a pressure plate in its center. The object trap is fixed by a heavy chain and an immobile object. Creature that steps on the plate must succeed a DC 13 saving throw or take 1d4 piercing damage and stop moving.
20.
Okay, cool. Does not matter. He's free.
I'm going to go to here.
Do I get an attack of opportunity there?
All of you get attacks of opportunity as he leaves. Oh, I should have probably blasted the shark first.
Crit.
Okay,
39.
that's fine. Let's go to the rogue.
25 to hit.
Hits.
This is not my turn. My sneak dice trigger again.
Correct.
37 points of damage.
It was at that moment he realized he had made a mistake. Cleric.
But also crit.
Oh my god. Okay.
21 points of damage with Divine Strike.
Teach you to run away.
I feel like I've learned this lesson several times.
Have you?
Well, I've been taught this lesson several times. Let's bust the shark. Give me a DC 16 dexterity save.
6.
Take 18 points of bludgeoning, get pushed up against the wall, get knocked prone, and then he's going to continue on his merry way. After the Merid is the cleric.
Dash 5 squares towards him.
After the cleric is a fighter.
I'm prone, right? So dash to get to him.
I didn't want you to be able to catch up with him. I wanted to escape. Okay, after the fighter is the owl. Owl's going to do what owl does. Rogue.
Excellent. We will continue to chase the Merid aggressively.
After the rogue, we're going to go to the wizard. Anything change, wizard?
Yeah, if I can fire down and see him, I'm so doing it.
What do you got?
It's got to be Firebolt because that's my longest one.
It's resistance to fire.
He is 30 feet away from you.
Yeah, because Ray of Frost isn't going to do... I'm going for numbers at this point.
Yeah, but he's got resistance to fire because he's underwater.
Oh, it is resistance to fire, isn't it? Yeah.
Ray is also super valuable because it'll restrict his movement, which is what's killing us.
That is true. 18 on the Ray.
18 hits.
That is 14.
He is also resistant to cold.
And he loses 10 movement.
And he loses 10 movement. That was the wizard. After the wizard is the Merid. He's going to jet the shark backward. So, shark, give me a DC 16 dexterity save.
5.
Okay.
He didn't make a single one of those.
Take 24.
Ow.
And you're knocked prone. And then he's going to go walk up to the wizard. After the Merid is the cleric.
Go full speed towards the merit.
After the cleric is the fighter.
Move and dash to get to the Merid.
After the fighter is the owl. Owl going to do anything?
Skip the fighter advantage.
After the owl is the rogue.
I will catch him eventually, damn it.
After the rogue is the wizard.
This is something I don't get to use often. Poison spray. DC Con 17, please.
Fails.
And that is 20 poison.
After that is the Merid. Merid's going to attack. 26 to hit you with the trident.
Work.
15 piercing and a concentration save.
Oh, that's a 20 on the die.
Alright, that'll pass. Second attack. 15.
Shield.
After the Merid, we're going to go to the cleric.
Swim me 4 towards him and then 1 to the northwest. I don't want to be on the same line.
That's smart. After that, we're going to go to the fighter.
Attacking as usual. Advantage because he's bleeding.
Forgot about that. Got it.
It's going to be a 23 to hit
Hits.
for 26 damage.
And the Merid drops. Hit points.
75 out of 105.
35 out of 93.
64 out of 116.
In shark form, 7. Non-shark form, 126 out of 128.
This is a short rest. Any pre-rest actions. We pop and preserve life.
Is anyone below half?
Yeah.
Wizard, how much do you need to bring you up to half?
35 out of 93, so yeah, 11.
No point in healing the shark, because it's going to get dismissed. This is the final short rest. Use them or lose them for hit dice. Let's do the easy one first. Fighter, how many are you spending?
Spending 1 for 2 HP.
3 for 19.
5 for 30.
6 to heal me back to full 116.
Post-rest actions. Anyone have any post-rest actions? Wizard?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna use my arcane tradition. We said it was 6. Gonna get that second slot back I just burned. Plus my 4 first.
Rogue, you gonna go fish out a trap?
Yeah. Pick up the trap.
Fighter's going to use a potion of Stone Giant Strength, setting my strength at 23 for the next 60 minutes.
The third genie has been defeated, and the party is off to the elemental plane of fire to find the fourth genie that they're trying to stop. 4 encounters down, 2 more to go before the long rest. Thank you for stopping by, and I hope you'll join us next week as the adventure continues. I'm Saracen Zero, and I will see you next time.